It looks like we're live. We are live. Good evening. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the live. It is Wednesday night. Wednesday night live. We got Richard was on here early. I don't know when he came on, but he said, "Hi, I am first again." Indeed, you were first. I don't know when you were first, but you were first. And then Brandon said, "Yo, Richard, how you doing?" Brandon said, "Hey, Rob, Brandon, how are you? I don't know if you're still here." And we have the infamous Gear Runner. Gear, how you doing, buddy? What's happening, man? Gear Runner says, "Hey, buddy." Gear Runner says, "Hi, Garner and Brandon." So it is Thursday night. No, it's Wednesday night. I don't even know what night it is anymore. I tried something new today on the tube. I don't know, infamous, says Gear. That's right. There's a new feature on YouTube. I don't know if everybody has it. I got an announcement that said it went out to what did they say? A few select, I don't know what it said, a few creators, but I don't know if it went out to everybody or not. But it's YouTube Premiere. Do you have that, Gear? Do you have something called YouTube Premiere or Premiere on your upload page? You know, where you go to upload videos and then, you know, put the tags and the description and all that stuff in. But you click a button and then you get this Premiere feature, feature, I guess it is. And what it is half an hour before the scheduled time of your video, a watch box pops up, which has the thumbnail of your video in it, and it says, it has a countdown in it, much like maybe this had, but a little bit different, and that at some time it's going to go live, and there's a live chat box where you can chat with people while your video automatically plays in that window. It's really cool, and it starts half an hour before the video releases, and whatever time you set as your release date, and then it goes for about 20 minutes after the video ends. I did not know that today. I was on when this Premiere thing happened, and 20 minutes after the video was finished, it just stopped. So there were a few people on, and I don't know if they thought I hung up or what, but it just stopped. So that's the new Premiere feature. It's pretty cool. I like it. And if you have a channel and access to it, you should check it out. It's pretty neat, man. Gear Runner says, "I've not checked today." I will. Yeah, it'll be on the right side of your screen, and it'll say Premiere. It's just a checkbox thing, and that's basically how it works. South Beach Pranks TV says, "What's up, Rob?" South Beach, I'm hanging out with you folks on Wednesday night. It is my second live, I guess, of the day. Rob Yoda says, "Yellow all." Sean says, "Now you're infamous, Gear." He is infamous. He is the infamous Gear. Gear Runner says, "Hey, Rob Yoda." Brandon says, "Hey, Gear." Gear says, "That's right, Sean. LOL. I is infamous." Sean says, "Yes, got the countdown." Now, was that the countdown for this live or the countdown from the premiere earlier today? Thunder Golf says, "I'm still working." Thunder Golf, man, you're an hour, ahead of me. So it's like, 6:30 where you're at? Isn't it? It's time to go, man. It's time to go. Sean DeLong says, "Yes, got the countdown." I already read that. Brandon says, "Is that a t-shirt? No tank. It's a long sleeve shirt." It's chilly here. It's in the 60s, I think, right now. But after today, it's going back up. We're going to be in the mid-70s and 80s with sunshine and good weather after today. Today, the remnants of whatever that hurricane was that was in the Pacific, I believe, went through. We really didn't get much of it. A little bit of wind, hardly anything, and some drizzly rain, a little, not much. But it's been cloudy, overcast all day. Richard, so the tank top, or it's not really a tank top, it's just a sleeveless shirt, will return probably tomorrow. Richard Garner says, "Gear Runner, I beat you twice today in the live stream." Yeah, we didn't see Gear today. I think he was, working. I think that's why we didn't see Gear earlier today, I don't know. Let's see. Brandon says, "Hey." Sean DeLong and Thundergo 501. Gear Runner says, "Yep, I got Premiere. You got to try it out." But the mistake I made the first day it went off, I didn't realize it would just pop up a live stream and start playing, so I wasn't on. I forgot about it. So if you're going to do it, you got to make sure you're there for it. I mean, you know, really. But it's pretty neat. It's a pretty neat little feature, really. You can talk about the video or whatever while it's on. It's not exactly, it's this kind of live format, I guess, but you're not on the camera live, so you could do it on your phone, you know. You're not actually being broadcast, I guess, if you will. Brandon says, Richard Garner, how's the basement, buddy? How's the basement? Sean says, hey, Brandon. Lyle Vaults. Lyle, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live stream, buddy. How are you? Lyle says, planning my first car, but can't decide on getting a Porsche 911, Boxster, or 718 Boxster. Which should I get? You should get a 718 Boxster S. S. You get a sports car, you get a convertible, you get power with the S, although if you get a new enough Boxster, man, it's pretty quick anyway, but I'd still get the S. I'm not a big 911 fan, so, you know, I'm probably a little biased there. But I did have a 718 Boxster, and it was fun. Gear Runner says, you got me, Garner. You got me. You got me square and fair, buddy. South Beach says, what's up, Gear? Excuse me. Got to point that down a little bit. Boy, I had dinner. That's the problem. Sean DeLong says, this one. Which one? I don't know which one. Rob Yoda says, 911. Nah. South Beach says, what's up, everybody? I need to get on live chat, first of all. Where is Mr. Edge to tell me this? All right, I'm on live chat now, so if I've missed anybody, I apologize for that. But, you know, that's the way it goes, man. Let's see. I've got to find myself again because, you know, I have a problem. I have a problem. I'm looking right now. I'm almost there. Thunder Golf says, we are on the same time, Rob. Okay, so it's 5:36 where you're at then. But you still should be going home. It's after 5. Go home, man. Unless you started at like noon. I mean, I don't know. Hedge every day. There he is. Says, get on live chat. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am on live chat now. Gear Runner says, not much, South Beach. How are you? Gear Runner says, hey, Cole. Brandon says, someone from Columbus, Ohio is calling me right now. Who would that be? I have no idea. Gear Runner says, hey, Cole. Gear Runner says, not much, South Beach. How are you? Brandon says, hey, Edge. Every day. Richard Garner says, hashtag slow me runner. Gear Runner says, hi, Edge. Brandon says, Brian, how's your mother? How is your mother, Brian? I keep thinking you, Brian, Edge. One and the same. But how is she? We haven't had a report lately. Thundergolf 501 says, hey, Andy. Richard Garner says, hi, Edge. Edge every day says, your video is good, but audio is low. That's kind of weird. Let me see if I can do this. Does that make any difference? I don't know if that made any difference, but let me know. Gear Runner says, yeah. I'd have to set it up after work. Yeah. I mean, you have to be available when it comes on, you know. Garner says, hi, Brandon. Edge says, hey, Brandon. Edge says, yo, Gear. Brandon says, Lyle Valtz. That's a nice first car. That is a nice first car. How old are you, Lyle? Lyle says, Brandon, yes. I'm humbled to have the opportunity of driving such a car. You'll love it. I mean, it'll be awesome, man. Let's see. Richard Garner says, Brandon, my grandmother will not let me fix the basement problem. What is the basement? What's wrong with the basement? Gear Runner says today is Buddy's birthday. He is 12. Well, happy birthday, Buddy. I hope he has a lovely doggy day. Edge Everyday, by the way, do you do anything special for the dog's birthday? Edge Everyday says, hello, Lyle. What's up, buddy? Edge Everyday says, yo, South Beach, Sean DeLong. You asked me what I got countdown on, and I said this one. All right, I understand. It's hard to keep up sometimes, you know. There was a premiere earlier today. That's why I asked, and there was a countdown on that one as well. And it really is pretty cool, man. South Beach says, what's up, Edge? Edge Everyday says, it's jumping all over the place. What the heck? What is jumping all over the place? South Beach says, what's up, Edge? Oh, you're talking about my comments. Yes, they are. Sean says, happy birthday, buddy. Richard Garner says, Gear Runner, Walt Disney World is building a new theme park called Marvel Land. Really? That might be pretty cool. Brandon says, answer the phone. It might be T-Dub. No, I think T-Dub has actually abandoned the channel. He was so horribly traumatized when I got rid of my Tundra that he has decided he no longer wants to be a part of the channel. So I guess truly the only attraction was the Tundra. I don't know. And he just cannot understand why I did that. I don't know. Who knows? Hopefully he'll come back. He's certainly welcome. Gear Runner says, thanks, Sean. Edge Every Day says, yo, Sean, how are you and the wife? Edge Every Day says, yup, good, Throb. All right, so when I did what I did, that increased the volume a bit, I assume. I don't know how it got moved down. Maybe I did that because I was playing around. Harold Sanders, welcome back, Harold. How are you? Harold says, hello, world. Harold was on the premiere today. Edge Every Day says, Mom is okay. I guess has problems remembering meds, so getting by. That's good. Garner was on today as well. Garner says, Rob, I think you have an Edge virus in your computer. That is why it is jumping on you. Yes, that's probably what it is. Brian Edge, you know, he infected my computer with wood-boring microbytes, nanites, and now I have a problem. Let's see here. Gear Runner says, we are fixing spaghetti, which is his favorite supper, and getting him a vanilla cupcake. Photos will be on Instagram later. Cool. Do you put sauce on that spaghetti? Gear Runner says, that would be cool, Garner. That will be cool. Gear Runner, I still have a Tundra, and he hasn't been on mine either. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It seemed to originate with me. It seems. I mean, that's when everything stopped. I don't know. It's very, very odd, I must say. I don't understand at all. Sean says Linda went in for a stent Monday and it didn't work. She's having open heart next month. Oh, no, man. Well, I hope all goes well. That sucks. Wow. Gear Runner says, hi, Harold Sanders. Richard Garner says, Rob, there is water coming out of my grandmother's basement floor when it rains. Well, that's not normal. That's not normal. Why doesn't she want to fix it? She looking for an indoor pool or what? Edge Every Day says, hello, Harold. What's up, buddy? Gear Runner says, oh my gosh, Sean, I am so sorry to hear that. Absolutely. Gear Runner, if you need anything, please let me know. To Sean, I assume. Edge Every Day says, if I infected Rob's computer, it would be way more funny than this, LOL. I don't know. Some people think this is pretty funny. I don't. Gear Runner says, we do put sauce on it for him along with cheese. Oh my gosh. Meatballs? Don't forget the meatballs. Don't shortchange. 12 years is a long time. Brandon says, sorry to hear that, Sean. Sean says, yeah, not good, Gear. No. Dan the Mopar Man. Dan was on the premiere this afternoon as well. Welcome back, Dan. How are you? And you did change your name to Dan the Mopar Man. Says, hey guys, how you doing? Gear Runner says, let me know when it is and I'll try to make it up to see her. Edge Every Day says, sorry, Sean, let us know if you guys need anything. Dan the Mopar Man says, and that's right, guys, I changed my name again. Instead of Mr. Mopar, it's now Dan the Mopar Man. Hey, but Dan, you don't drive anything Mopar. And if you're going after the Hyundai, you're still not going to have anything Mopar, so I'm a little confused. You should be Dan the Hyundai Man. Or Mr. Velociter. I don't know. Harold Sanders says it's cold in South Carolina, 68 degrees. Let's check the temp here, because I'm very curious as to what it is outside. And it looks like 68 degrees with 5-mile-an-hour wind. So we're the same. Brandon says, hey, at Dan, the Mopar Man. Gear Runner says, we put chunked up hamburger in the sauce. Oh, my God. I assume you guys are eating the same thing, and just some of this is going to go to the dog, right? I mean, you didn't do this all just for the dog, did you? Sean says, thanks, everyone. I'll let you know. Yep, keep us informed, man. Gear Runner's thumbs up, and Rebel Rouser says, what's up, everyone? There's Justin. He was on the premiere today. Justin, how are you, buddy? Edge Everyday says, what premiere did I miss? There is a new premiere feature on YouTube. It'll be on the channel where you, or the, what is it, the upload screen, whatever they call it, where you go in to upload your videos, set the titles, put the tags in, all that stuff. On the right side, there's something called, it's not very big, but it's called Premiere. And if you click that, 30 minutes before your video is scheduled, a watch screen will open live. And you can talk to people before, during, and after the video plays. And I was going to tell Justin, by the way, and all you other guys that were on, the stream on that premiere feature, 20 minutes after the video's over, the live screen automatically closes. So I didn't just cut you guys off after that. It just stopped. It wasn't working anymore. That's how they do it. So check it out, Edge. It's pretty cool. The only bad part is you got to be around so you can be part of it, or I think you should be if you're doing a live premiere for your own video, you know. Brandon says, hey, at Rebel Rouser. Gear Runner says, sup, Justin. Rebel Rouser says, hey, Brandon. And Gear Dan the Mopar Man says, I may be driving a Hyundai soon, but my heart is still Mopar. Got to walk the walk, man. Rebel Rouser says, how's everyone doing? Gear Runner says, it's 55 degrees here. Now that's getting chilly. Gear Runner says, and no, we will be eating spaghetti as well. That's good. That's good. Just don't let the dog take it from you. And I assume you'll be eating out of different plates and bowls. But, you know, I don't know how you do it down there. Rebel Rouser says, or I should say up there, Dan, you were supposed to change your name to Spud Stud. Yeah, what happened? I thought that was what we talked about earlier today. Gear Runner says, this all depends on Pam getting home in time to fix it. So, if not, it will be this weekend. Oh, come on, man. You don't know how to cook spaghetti? Put the spaghetti in a boil of water. Put the spaghetti in for 7 to 8 minutes, 9 minutes. Take the spaghetti out. You heated the sauce. Dump it on the spaghetti. Put it on a plate. Sprinkle some cheese on it. And eat it. That's all you got to do. Gear Runner says, I read that. Edge Everyday says, oh, that crap. I don't trust new stuff on YouTube. What? What are you talking about? Dan the Mopar Man says, no way, Justin, and I am not changing my name to Super Stud or Spud. I think you should be Spud the Super Stud. Huh? Sean says, it's as warm here as it is in Texas, Gear. It is. Well, no, it's 68 where I'm at. Isn't that what I said? Whatever I said, I believe. 68. Yeah. Richard Garner says, Gear Runner, if you will brush your teeth with Sensodyne toothpaste, you will be able to drink sweet tea again, and it will not hurt you anymore. Yeah, we talked about that earlier today, Gear. You missed our conversation on your apparent sweet tea affliction, and I don't know how anybody can be from the South and not drink sweet tea. I mean, I don't know, so you got to get yourself some Sensodyne so you can continue drinking the sweet tea. I'm just saying. Edge Everyday says, I will heck it out. Hey, heck that out, because I'm telling you, it's a pretty neat feature. If you're into live stream or live conversation while your video's playing, that's the cool part. While your video's going, you can chat with people live via text. You know, it's just words. Excuse me. With this premiere feature, it's pretty neat. Harold Sanders says, have a Tacoma 2018 Black Sport 4-wheel drive. That's awesome, man. What mods have you done to it? Have you done anything to it? Is it lifted? Gear Runner says, it wasn't my teeth. It caused a big sore on my gum. What? Are you like allergic to tea? How'd that happen? Rebel Rouser says, happy birthday, buddy. Jarhead 767. Mr. Head. Jarhead, they call him. How you doing? Good looking truck, man. Hey, thank you. It's lovely, isn't it? It's gorgeous. And you know, part of my problem is it's so pretty now. You know, it's so pretty. Look at it. Gaze upon its awesomeness. It's so pretty. I don't want to drive it. You know, I don't want to get it. I don't want to get it wet. I don't want to get it dirty. They're doing some construction somewhere over here. And of course, there's mud on the road. So when it rains, you know, with those Gigano tires, it's going to throw mud all over the place. I don't want it to be dirty. I washed it not long ago. It actually is dirty now, but does that ever cross your mind? I mean, especially if you're thinking of washing your vehicle, what the weather's going to be in the next couple days, and you just either don't wash it or don't drive it. I'm curious because it's so purty now, you know? Gear Runner says, thank you, Justin. I appreciate that, man. Richard Garner says, it is 50 degrees here in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. 50. Wow. 18 degrees warmer here in southern Texas. Dan the Mopar Man says, oh, by the way, I have an announcement. I have an announcement to make. It's very profound. Stay tuned a minute. Dan the Mopar Man says, and also Rob, I'm going to be adding on to this name in the later future. Well, that's a pretty long name as it is. I mean, you're going to have like a whole novel as your screen name or what? Dan the Mopar Man and the Missus? I mean, what's going on, man? Gear Runner says, I know how to fix spaghetti. I'm too lazy to. Oh, my God. South Beach Pranks TV says, I had to fix my own dinner tonight, by the way. Sean South Prank didn't say that. I had to fix my own dinner. Krista doesn't feel well, so... Not that she cooks all the time. I'm just saying it was her time. South Beach Prank says it was 90 degrees here in Miami. Oh my gosh. That's pretty warm. That's pretty warm. I'd take it. Gear Runner says, I know, Sean. LOL. Rubber Rouser says, hey, Jarhead. Gear Runner says, maybe you could change it to Spud the Super Stud, Dan. I doubt he'll do that. Brandon says, at Gear Runner, even the dog could cook spaghetti. That's right. He's not going to wait for you. You're going to go in the kitchen. He's going to be up there cooking it himself. He said, where's my birthday dinner, buddy? Gear Runner says, hi, Jarhead. Edge of a Day says, wow, Throb. Can do it. You can do it too, Gear. Wow, Throb can do it. You can do it too, Gear. That's right. Anybody should do it. It's easy. Gear Runner says, I wish he would, Brandon. LOL. I wish he would. Gear Runner says, it's not. Can't. Oh, wait a minute. Gear says, it's not. I can't, Edge. It's that I don't want to, brother. He doesn't want to be cooking the dinner. He wants to be served, as all men should. I'm just saying, you know. Let's see. Edge Every Day says, yo, Jarhead. How you doing, sir? Rebel Rouser says, Strike Force is starting sores. Wait a minute. Strike Force is starting sores on my gums. What? You're getting sores in your mouth too? Maybe it's the Strike Force. It's not the sweet tea, man. I'm just saying. Gear Runner says, I don't know how that happened, but I stopped drinking it and it went away. Well, maybe it just ran its course and it was going to go away anyway, and the sweet tea was irrelevant. I mean, I don't know how sweet tea would cause, unless you're allergic to tea leaves or something. I don't know. Gear Runner says, that sucks, Justin. That sucks. Richard Garner says, Gear Runner, I hope you don't have a gum disease like I do. That doesn't sound pleasant. Anything with disease after it does not sound pleasant. Edge Every Day says, so you will be like Gear and drive every 4 days. So you will be like Gear and drive every 4 days. Yeah, probably. Although we're supposed to have a nice, sunny, warm spell, so should be good. I need to get the Honda washed, too. It has not been washed since it got here. Of course, it hasn't been driven hardly until now. But Dan the Mopar Man says, well, Rob, I tried changing my name. It won't let me, so guess what? Wait a minute. So guess what? Dan them apartment will be here for 90 days. But I'm thinking about adding on to the name later on. Yeah, you can't change it for like 90 days. I believe Rebel Rouser knows that well, i.e. Caroline and Trouser Rouser and Rob's #1 fan or whatever he had put on there. Rob, you're hot. That's what he used, I believe. A very flattering name, I must add. Sean says, I'm looking forward to you taking it out and getting stuck in the yard. I don't have a yard, so it's probably not going to happen. Rebel Rouser says, how's Krista? Krista is not feeling well today. She's having back problems and stomach problems and this problem and that problem. I don't know. Rebel Rouser says, Sean, sorry to hear the news. Praying for your wife. Courtney says, hi, guys. Courtney, how you doing? How are those new valve stems holding up, man? I watched that install, and I got to say, It was grueling. If any of you guys haven't seen that, you got to check out Edge's channel for Courtney's valve stem install. It was grueling, tedious. I almost couldn't watch the whole thing. It was, you got to check it out. So that's all I got to say. Gear Runner says, I don't drive my truck every 4 days, Edge. More like every 8 to 9 days. Yeah. Mine right now is up on the lift. It'll be down for the weekend, and I'm going to drive it on the weekend. Dan the Mopar Man says, okay, Gear, how do you not know how to make spaghetti? Even I know how to make spaghetti, and I'm cooking challenged, LOL. I don't know. Rebel Rouser says, Courtney. Gear Runner says, slow me. Sean says, thanks, Rebel. Richard Garner says, I want those tires that will never, wait a minute. I want those tires that will never get flat. I want those tires, I'm going to read this just like it is, because I don't know. I want those tires that will never got flat for life, just like they use on zero-turn lawnmowers. I'm probably going to ride pretty rough. Are you talking about the ones that look like, what do they call it? Gear ought to know this. Run flat John Deere lawnmower tires. What do they call that type of tire? Just a run flat? They have a name for it, I think. Edge Everyday says, hello, Courtney. How you doing, honey? Honey? Rebel Rogers says, get well soon, Krista. I don't know if she's even on here. Richard Garner says, hi, Courtney. Gear Runner says, I know how, Dan. I just don't have the motivation. I worked all day. You know, I went to work and I did my John Deere stuff all day long while my wife was, working too. But I'm the man. She's supposed to come home and feed me. So that's the way it is. I ain't doing it and I'm hungry. So, Pam, if you're watching this, Gear's hungry and he needs you to get home and do your duty. I'm just saying. Let's see. Dan the Mopar Man says, Rob, the only problem with the truck is it's not four-wheel drive. Why is that a problem for you, Dan? How many times do you think you're probably going to be driving my truck? I'm just curious, the rationale behind that. Richard Garner says, Courtney, you are faster than Gear Runner any day. Rebel Rouser says, what? Richard? Jarhead says, hey, Gear Runner, how's the gas mileage? He's got to be getting about 10 miles a gallon on that thing. Maybe. Do you get that good? Gear Runner says, look, everyone, Garner just showed us that cocaine is a heck of a drug. Laughing my arse off. What? I must have missed something. Where? What? Dan the Mopar Man says, no, I'm thinking about Dan the Mopar / Hyundai Man. It's too much, Dan. It's too much. You don't need to be so specific. You could just say Dan the Car Man, and that would be good. I mean, putting a hyphenated or a slash, it's just too much. It's, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Gear Runner says, hey, Jarhead, still 14.5 miles per gallon. That's pretty good. Jarhead says, Edge, blessed man, blessed baby. Dan the Mopar Man says, I've got you all beat. I had tacos for dinner. I had New England clam chowder from a can. And I got to tell you, I'm not real happy with it. I'm not. Rubber Rouser's laughing his arse off. South Beach says, where's Krista? A no-show today? LOL. She's not feeling well. She's here somewhere. Maybe she'll pop on. I don't know. Courtney says, Gear, don't you love Buddy? Look at him, patiently waiting for him sketties. For him sketties. That's the second time I've heard someone use him like that. Last night I was watching a show, and the girl on there was talking about a dog, and she said, he wants him's something. Him needs something. I don't think I've ever heard it used that way before. Edge Everyday says, Gear, you need to cook. I will tell Pam not to cook anymore till you pull your weight, buddy. Garner says, I ate half a jar of Vegemite today, and it was really good. That does not sound good to me at all. Rubber Rouser says, Dan, I thought you believed in waiting till marriage. That's right. Dan the Mopar Man says, well, right now here in Idaho, it's 66 degrees. 2 degrees cooler than here. That's not bad. Gear Runner, I'm good with that, Edge. I know where the Italian restaurant is. LOL. Dan the Mopar Man. I do, Justin. What are you talking about? That's right. I don't know what he's talking about either. Jarhead says Gear Runner, not bad, man. Can't worry about that driving a lifted truck with a 350 CID motor, man. Gear Runner says, never mind. It's too late. The moment's passed. Garner says, at Smelly Rouser, it's better than Smelly Trousers. Rebel Rouser says, I do need the shower, man. I need to wash my feet. Gear Runner says, true, Jarhead. I just like keeping the miles off of it. My Xterra I daily drive only gets 15.5 miles per gallon. So either way, you're not missing much. I got to check the Tacoma. I'm not sure where it's at right now. Last time I looked, it was 15.5, but that was a lot of slow stopping and starting driving. So I'm going to have to do a real test on that. Dan the Mopar Man says, well, Gear, if you can't cook dinner, then do take out? Simple answer to that question. Courtney Ed says, it was a long journey after getting them installed, but after I felt so amazing. The car said it loves them too. I bet. I mean, it's like putting earrings on a Pacer. It just makes it look better, you know. Jarhead says, sweet, Gear Runner. Nothing wrong with that. Be well, man. Be well and prosper. Dan the Mopar Man, sounds like your buddy is having a negative reaction to that Strike Force energy stuff, Gear. You might consider going to the doctor and seeing about that. Gear Runner says twills. Then he says tweels. Ah, yes, the tweels. The John Deere spoked. That's what I was trying to think of earlier. It's like a spoked, but they're not. Airless tire. They look pretty cool. I don't know how they work, but or how they feel. Jarhead says, Rob, keep up the great job, man. Great content. Gotta go. Y'all have a good evening. Jarhead, thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate it. You have a good night, man. Richard Garner says, Gear Runner, I bet you don't know how to cook macaronis. If he doesn't know how to cook spaghetti, he probably doesn't, but I think he does. Rebel Rouser says, I wish I was the one getting sores from Strike Force, probably the acid. Or rather, he says, I was the one getting sores from Strike Force. Yeah, I would definitely say it's the acid. Edge Everyday says, Rob, I am going to call Krista. You keep the sexist crap up. It's not sexist, man. You see, people confuse sexism today with reality. I mean, you know, we men, we have certain rights as the dominant part of the species, you know. There are certain things that we expect, and if we don't get them, it's very difficult to continue with your manhood, you know. You start to become unmanly. I mean, a guy standing in a kitchen with an apron on is just not manly. I'm just saying. Am I being honest? What do you think? Let's see. Courtney says, Gear, get in the kitchen, put your apron on. Oh, perfect timing. And your hair in a ponytail, and just do it, baby. Rebel Rouser says, Gear's too masculine for women's work. I seem to remember that coming up quite often in the past. Gear Runner says, I don't cook anything, Garner. We have jobs split up here, and cooking isn't mine. Now, see, they have an arrangement. So cooking is not on Gear's list. So that's okay. It works, and that's not a bad thing. Let's see. Let's see. Richard Garner says, Rob, I will do all the housework and yard work and cook for my future wife when I have one, like a real man should do. What? Why do you say such things? That's blasphemy, man. Real men aren't measured in the tasks that they perform. I'm just saying. Gear Runner says, that's right, Justin, LOL. Edge Everyday says, hey, Dan, just be Hyundai, 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 LOL. Make it easy, Dan. There you go. Hyundai, Hyundai, Hyundai. Hyundai, Hyundai, Hyundai. Gear Runner says, you do that and she will sleep with the pool boy, Garner. There you go. Courtney says, Justin volunteered to do Gear's work. Rebel Rouser says, wait a minute. What? Dan the Mopar Man says, Rob, I didn't know it was the 1950s. It's not the 1950s, but it should be. Richard Gardner says, Gear Runner, I will cook for you. Yeah, I bet you would. Ramiro Estrada. Ramiro, how you doing, bud? Says, hi, Rob. How are you doing? I'm doing good, buddy. Just hanging out on this Wednesday night, talking about stuff, you know, whatever. And my dilemma, the truck over there. I never know which way to point. I think it looks too pretty to drive now. I mean, look at it. It's gorgeous. It's clean. And it's been rainy, crappy weather, and they're doing work in the roads around here. So there's mud on the roads. So the dilemma is, do I drive it? How do I drive it? What do you think? Gear Runner says, Rob just called Slomy's car a Pacer, LOL.
That was easy.
Dan the Mopar Man says, Rob, don't you know all trucks need to be four-wheel drive? Two-wheel drive trucks, that's blasphemy, LOL. According to whom? Who is the man sitting on the hill proclaiming all this craziness? That's what I want to know. Edge Everyday says, hello, Ramiro. Rebel Rouser says, I heard that metal valve caps can affect wheel balance. It's true. You better get them off and send them to Justin. Rebel Rouser says, hi, Ramiro. Ramiro says, hi, Gear Runner. Hi, everyone. Edge Everyday says, wow, calm down, Gear. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Dan the Carman says, I could do that, Edge, but then I would have to give up the Mopar name, and I'm not doing that. So I'll be Mopar / something. Hyundai Man, nothing wrong with that. It works. I disagree, man, but it's up to you. But saying Mopar / Hyundai Man, it's just too much, I think. I don't know. Gear Runner says, hi, Ramiro Estrada. How are you tonight? Krista says, hey, people. Well, Krista's here. Ready?
That was easy.
I couldn't give her a round of applause because she's not sitting here, but we'll give her the button. Garner says, hi, Krista. Justin says, Krista, sorry you're not feeling well. Krista says, hi, Richard. Gear Runner says, hi, Krista. I tell you, it just goes nuts. Richard Garner says, Krista, I hope you get better soon. Enix, how you doing, Enix? Enix says, hey all, Rob, since I have no interest in trucks, would you mind removing one of those pics and replacing it with a pic of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders? Much nicer to look at. You know, Enix, I would absolutely do that for you, except for one problem. Copyright. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm so sorry. Sean says, hey, Krista, feeling better? Gear Runner says, me in the kitchen, only wearing an apron is pretty darn masculine and sexy. I could say so many things to that, so many things, but I can't do that and adhere to my own G-rated YouTube policy, so I'm sorry. I'll just go right on through. Krista says, Justin, it's okay. Story of my life. I'll be better soon. Gear Runner says, hi, Enid. Courtney says, sorry, Rob. I disagree with your manly opinion. Actually, Courtney, I said all of that just for you. I figured you might. Rebel Roger says, hi, Enid. I agree. Krista Greenbean says, hi, Gear. And Sean Edge Everyday says, Throb. Krista is the dominant one. You can take that manhood somewhere. I will not repeat, but just remember, you like a channel and watch religiously, a.k.a. me for cooking, LOL. I do like your channel, and I do like your cooking. That is true. There are exceptions to the rule. I mean, if there's a man that cooks and he cooks well, that supersedes anything else. I mean, look at all of the great male chefs in the world. You are the Julia Child for me, Brian. The Julia Child. I'm just saying. Gear Runner says, good idea, Enoch. Good idea. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna deep six one of the pictures. If I can find it. Nope, not that one. I like that one better. We need to find another one. There we go. We're gonna deep six that one. And hopefully I don't screw this whole thing up doing this. Let's go. Okay, we're going to do that. And now I'm going to go find another picture that I think is suitable or well suited for the channel. I'm looking now. I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you. Let's see. There we go. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to pick gonna pick one that I like, of course, and it's going to be this one, and it's upside down. So we're going to try one more time, and then I'm going to throw in the towel because for some reasons on this, I'm going to use this anyway. There we go. It did not show. There it is. I don't know why they come out upside down, but they seem to do that. But anyway, that's my other picture. Think of it as a mirror image. That's all I got to say. Let's see. Dan the Mopar Man says, geez, Justin, I could smell your feet from here. When's the last time you washed your feet? 2 decades ago? LOL. I'm not sure that Justin's even been alive for 2 decades, honestly. Edge Every Day is hi. Richard Garner says gear. Runner. I wear my R2-D2 apron and oh my gosh. And R2-D2 oven mitts when I am cooking. That's good. What's your favorite thing to cook? Rebel Roger says, yep, Dan, LOL. Gear Runner says, nice, Garner. Courtney says, Rob probably thinks that women can't be a CEO. Ramiro Estrada says, love that new wheel setup, man. Yeah, isn't it cool? I love it. Nice big old fat wheels on nice fuel tires, man. Check that out. I love it. Let me see if I can make it even bigger. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I almost went with the, what were they? Like the copper kind of colored, I think. Gold. They weren't really gold. More like a copper colored wheel. But I decided that that would clash with the red, I guess, a little. So I went with the black and the gray. But I really like them, man. Rebel Rouser says, have you waxed her yet? No, I haven't. She won't let me. She's sick. But the truck's not sick. No, I haven't. Gear Runner says, that's personal, Justin. Justin's laughing out loud. Zach Talley says, hey, Rob. Zach, how you doing, buddy? How's that Beamer doing? Gear Runner says, hi, Zach, waving ferociously. Rebel Rouser says, hi, Zach, waving the left hand ferociously. Edge Every Day says, hey, Dan, it is like Dan, the Ford/Chevy man, LOL. That's right. That's right. Garner says, Gear Runner, get off the stupid hill and get yourself some doggone danged food, buddy. Zach Talley says, hey, Gear, and hey, Justin. Edge Every Day says, hello, Zach. Zach says, hey, Edge. Gear Runner says, I'm really not that hungry. I've been eating the Halloween candy, man. How can you eat I'm curious, if the tea gives you the sore mouth, or sore gum, how does the sugar and acid in the candy not do it? Maybe it is the tea leaves. I don't know. Dan the Mopar Man / soon-to-be Hyundai, Chevy, Ford, hyphenated, I don't know. Says, Rob, if I knew you were going to be spewing all this BS about cooking food, that's women's work, I would have brought my hip waders, LOL. I never said it was women's work. Don't put words in my mouth. You never heard me say that's women's work. That was Justin or somebody else. That wasn't me. Sean says, later, everyone. Gotta go. Keep Linda in your prayers. We will. Thanks for being on, Sean. We'll see you next time, buddy. Brandon says, hey, Courtney Edge. Krista Green Beans. Richard says, Rob, if you put up a pic of the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, Krista would kill you. No, she wouldn't. Gear Runner says, I sure will, Sean. Have a great night and tell her I will be praying for her. Dan the Mopar Man says, well, Gear, technically I should consider calling myself to GM man because I have a GM vehicle, but I will not admit that I have downgraded that low. Rebel Rouser says, I definitely will, Sean. Courtney says, hi, Brandon. Courtney says, bye, Sean, and good seeing you. Zach Talley says, got called out of class and was told to bring my keys to the office. I thought my car was going to get detached. What happened? Why did you get called to the office and told to bring your keys? Did they say, now go get in your car and get out of here because you did something? Brandon says later at Sean DeLong, take care, man. Zach Talley searched something. You got searched. Oh, no. Well, I hope they didn't find anything. Krista Green Bean says, hi, Brandon. Courtney says, Throbber, stop pushing my buttons or I will start calling you gear. Now, I must stop immediately because there is no greater insult than to be called something like that. I draw the line there. I can't. I can't deal with it. Rebel Rouser says, now I'm watching upside down and I hit the thumbs up button. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that. Richard Garner says, I like the Kia Soul in alien green. Ew. Edge Everyday says, hello, Team Nuts. How is your stomach? Does Throb need to cook you something? I have another picture to put up. It's probably not going to be very popular. And you probably will see the stream end right away, but I'm going to put it up anyway. If I can find it. I'm looking right now for it. Let me look. I'm getting close. There it is. I'm just not sure if I should put it up or not. Let me take a look and see what it looks like. Nope, I can't do it. I cannot do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Let's see. Let's see. Team Nuts Stomach. Gear says, I started to send you a suitable picture, but I was afraid of what you would do with it. LOL. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and send me that? Gear Runner says, don't compliment him like that, Slomy. Rebel Rouser says, Courtney, women shouldn't wear pants. It's too masculine. Unless they're hot pants. You know what hot pants are? Rebel Rouser says, my parents believe that. Edge Everyday says, Rebel, you haven't been with a real woman. A real woman. Oh boy, it's getting deep in here. Let's see. Oh boy. Richard Garner says, Gear, if you ever get in a WWE wrestling ring with Ronda Rousey, you will get your arse kicked really bad. See, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Krista Green Bean says, hi, Edge Every Day. Rebel Rouser says, nope, LOL. No, he hasn't. Gear Runner says, I don't know. I've drank tea my entire life. I think it's just a brand of tea that did it. Could be some additives in the tea. Dan the Mopar Man says, Gear Runner, that thing with you only wearing an apron, TMI, Gear, TMI. And Dan just can't get that picture out of his mind. Gear Runner says, I doubt it, Garner. I've seen how women beat her, so I know how to do it. Dan the Mopar Man says, well, guys, I'd love to stay and chat, but sadly I have to go to work. My 2 days at my job. See all. Have a good night. Take care of. God bless and have a good one. You too, Mr. Mopar. Thanks for being on, buddy. I do appreciate it. I hope you have a great night at work. And thanks for being on the stream earlier today as well, the premiere. I appreciate that. See you, bud. Gear Runner says, see ya, Day. I think he means Dan. Brandon says, later, Dan. Edge Everyday says, Courtney is a very successful woman that I would like to point out supports the household, and it doesn't matter the pants or position. Okay. No, I believe that. I really do. Courtney Ed says, oh, Justin, square. Rebel Rouser says, have a good night and good work, Dan. Richard Garner says, Gear Runner, women can do any kind of work a man can do. Wait a minute. Richard says, Gear Runner, women can do any kind of work a man can do. I don't know about that. Zach Talley says, I just about fell over dead. Nothing too scandalous, is there? Just my Joel, but they just had me move it. LOL. Nothing too scandalous in there. Just my Juul. Joel? What is that? I don't know what that is. They just had me move it. Dan the Mopar Man says, and before I go, one more thing. If I told my mother that doing dishes and housework and stuff like that was women's work, she would have backhanded me into next the next county, so I never said that. Gotta go. That sounds like child abuse to me. I don't know. Rebel Rouser says, what was the big announcement that you have? Oh, yes! I got my Texas driver's license today. Both Krista and I got our Texas driver's licenses today. We are now Texans. We're real Texans now. I have the ID to prove it. We're Texans. It's amazing. And here in Texas, let me tell you how Texas differs from Ohio, right? In Ohio, you have to get your license renewed every 4 years. Pretty much the same as here. You go in, you take an eye test, you tell them you have insurance. You don't have to show them anything. You just got to say you've got it. In Texas, you got to show a paper, man. You got to show a paper that you got insurance. You take the eye test, they renew it for 4 years. Now, here in Texas, right? It renews, you renew it every 7 years, or 6 years. Let me think about that for a minute. 6 years, 7 years, 6 years. It's either 6 or 7. Heck, I can't remember. But either, I think it's 7. It's 7 years. So every 7 years you renew it. And after the first 7 years, you do it online. And you renew it for another 7. I think it's 7 years. No, it's 6. It's 12 years total. You renew it for another 6 years. Isn't that awesome? You don't even have to go anywhere. You don't have to go to that horrid BMV office. In Ohio, it's the BMV, Bureau of Motor Vehicles. Here in Texas, it's the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles. But you don't even have to go there. You just do it online. So now, for the next 12 years, I don't have to go to the DMV. Isn't that fantastic? Now, the downside is, every year, you have to have your cars inspected here. You have to go to a place, and they have places that do it, and take your car in and pay $7 to have your frickin' car inspected. And then they give you this sticker that's about yay big, about that big, that you stick in your windshield, which is ugly. And you have to do that every year. $7 a year. Now, I will say that's cheaper than Ohio because every year in Ohio, you have to register your vehicle, which I don't believe you have to do here. And when you do that in Ohio, they give you this little sticker that you put on your license plate, and it expires, like I said, every year. That sucks. But I believe the only thing you have to do here, I think, is the inspection. So that's cool. And the driver's license thing is awesome, man. That's my big announcement. We are now officially Texans. We can prove it. Richard Garner says, put a pic of the smart car for 2 up. You want to see a picture of the smart car for 2. I don't know, actually, if I have one on this computer. I'm going to look and see if I can produce that for you very quickly. I don't see it there. And I'm looking. Nope, I don't see it there. But what I am going to give you, what you all want. It's time. It's time to finally do this. I've never done this before on this. Maybe I have once in the past, but I'm going to do it now. There we go. There it is. I hope you like it. Days have passed. I know some of you miss her. She's right there. Never fear. Never fear. Let's see. I don't have a picture of the smart car on this computer. Courtney Edge says, I can do anything a man can, but I can do it in heels. Just saying. I don't know about that. Let's see. I'm seeing lots of pictures of heels as I scroll back through this stupid thing that keeps jumping all over me. And I have a feeling I'm like way behind. Okay, there's the heels. Edge Everyday says, put up the bra pie tire I sent you 2 weeks ago. Put up the no, not doing it, not doing it. It's probably a copyright. Gear Runner says, You just did it. I probably did. Brandon says, how's work been for everyone? My work's been going well. Could be more prosperous, but going okay. Rubber Rouser says, poor Krista. Yeah, I know. It did go up, didn't it? Edge Everyday says, wait a minute. Out it up, you need to commit. Put it up, you need to commit. I can't. It's probably copyrighted. Rubber Rouser says, sucky, Brandon. How about you? Edge Everyday says, what's up, Enoch? Brandon says, pretty good, surprisingly, at Rubber Rouser, LOL. Edge Everyday says, I wonder how fast down the whole throb will go. I wonder how far down the whole throb will go. What does that mean? Richard Gardner says, men should not wear a bikini, but Gear Runner does it. I know, he's got the tan lines to show it. Brandon says, at Richard Gardner, have you bought a truck yet? Gear Runner says, slow, Brandon. Every day when I'm at work, I think I'm riding with Courtney. Brandon's laughing out loud at Gear. Gear says, I do it, Garner. I do it. Edge Everyday says, hey, Richard, my banana hammock is loved by Courtney. Ah, boy. Richard Garner says, Gear Runner, did you know she used to be a UFC fighter? God, I assume you're talking about Rousey? Rebel Rouser says, maybe I'm just lucky, but I've never seen Gear in a bikini. Zach says, gotta go. Rob, thanks for stopping in, Zach. Glad everything went well for you today, rather, with that surprise inspection. And thanks for being on, buddy. Gear Runner says, I did. That's where I saw her get her arse whipped, Garner. That's why she went into WWE. They knocked her right out of the sport. Gear Runner says, see you, Zach. Dan the Mopar Man says, actually, I'm going to stay on for a little bit. But since I'm driving, I'm going into listening mode. Appreciate that, Dan. Thank you. Now, we can all talk about Dan, and he can't respond. Rubber Rouser says, have a good night, Zach. Eddie Smallhorn. Eddie, how you doing? Eddie says, can't text driving, but to say hello. Thanks, Eddie. I appreciate you kicking in here anyway, bud. Eddie says, listening. That is too cool. Krista Greenbean says, there is some serious girl power here. Men can't handle work in heels. Why would a man want to wear heels? I don't know. Gear Runner says, hey, Eddie, have a safe drive home? Absolutely. Brandon says, yo, Eddie Smallhorn, don't text and drive. He's not. He's just listening. Rubber Rouser says, hey, Eddie, drive safe. Richard Garner says, Edge, LOL. Rubber Rouser says, truth, Krista, truth. Zach Talley says, it's an e-cigarette. Oh, you're smoking the e-cigarettes now. I got you. You don't have any of that funny stuff in there, do you? I hear people are smoking the ganja in the e-cigarette. Krista Green Beans is thumbs and upping. Edge Everyday says, yo, Eddie, how about the award that Christina... Wait a minute. Yo, Eddie, how about the award that Christina got? Great job. Wow, I didn't know she got an award. I need to watch more videos. What was it? What was it? Krista Greenbean says, we are officially Southerners now. Everyone north of us are Northerners. That's right. We're the true Southerners. So, Gear talking about being in the South. Cole, Thunder Golf 501, talking about being Southern. Come on, man. Rebel Rousers, congratulations on the license. I'm surprised they let you pass. Hey, I can see things. Gear Runner says, oh, we don't do an eye test here, and it's every 5 years, I think, but you don't have to be able to see to drive here. They don't give you an eye test? That's like the most basic thing, you know, other than coming in and not being like a paraplegic or something. Which maybe you could still drive then. I don't know. Krista Green Beans is laughing out loud at Justin. Brandon says, Gear Runner, that's what lane keep assist is for, LOL. For all them Tennesseans. Enoch55 says, every woman in the free world should always be in heels or barefoot. Gear Runner says, sorry, it's every 8 years here. Well, hell, that's even better, man. Gear Runner's laughing out loud at Brandon. Rebel Rouser says, I hate car inspections, and the sticker blocks your view of the road. Yeah, I don't like that. It's too big. And why does it need to be there so big? Couldn't it be just a little speck on there? What makes the difference? Brandon says, what is the inspection check for? Headlights, blinkers, brake lights, turn signals. That's about it. $7 worth. Dan the Mopar Man says, okay, I'm sorry. I got to break the silence, Rob. What are you complaining about? You have your vehicles traded in every 2 months. I think you'll be fine, emissions-wise, LOL. True, but then I'd have to pay for an inspection every 2 months. I don't like that. Gear Runner says, my carry permit is a lifetime permit. You're lucky. Mine will expire in 5 years, and then I have to get a Texas permit because Ohio won't give me one anymore because I don't live there anymore. Let's see. Dan the Carman says, okay, I'm resuming in silent mode. Thank God. Edge Everyday says, it is every 4 years for a license and register every year. You're the same as what Ohio is. Courtney says, right, Krista? Girl power. I doubt she'll respond. She knows the truth. Rebel Rouser says, brakes and lights, mainly Brandon. Brakes and lights. Yep. Garner says, I told my grandma Garner, I like that, Grandma Garner, to shut the blank up, and I will not clean the house for her as she washed my mouth out with soap. Ooh, that's not good. Krista Greenbean says, you got it, Court. You got it. She must be on medication. Brandon says, that's not too bad. At least there is no smog check. Yeah, not yet. And I did hear they're trying to get rid of the inspection thing, so we'll see. Then you'll probably have to get some kind of registration every year. You watch, because they're going to want the money either way. Gear Runner says, more like snail power, Slow-Me. Snail power. Power. Edge Everyday says, I want a smart car and build it to be a track beast, but I need a truck that will be reliable. That's right. Then you can put your smart car in the bed and just haul it around. Rebel Rouser says, true dat, baby. Edge Everyday, that bottom truck looks so much better. It does not. It looks good. I mean, I like it. Those wheels, though, they needed to be changed. You know, that thing would have looked awesome with the wheels that are on the truck on the top. It would have. Rebel Rouser says, lift the smart car. Ooh. Brandon, at Edge Everyday, how's the truck search coming? Yeah, how is it going, Edge? I haven't heard anything about that lately. Brandon says, good idea, Justin. Rebel Rouser says, the moon is huge. The moon is huge. The moon is pretty big. Edge Everyday says, the truck search is horrible and doesn't look good right now. Well, that sucks. Brandon says, have you considered other trucks besides the Tundra? Richard Garner says, I am back. YouTube froze up on me, and I had to refresh my phone. You need an iPhone, man. Edge Everyday says, Brandon, sorry to say it, but I love my Tundra, so nope, I need a Tundra. It's true. If I was to get a full-size truck again, it would be a Tundra. Richard Garner says, I can do the Celtic dance. I'd love to see you do the Celtic dance. Shoot a video and email it to ThrobbNation@gmail.com. And then release all rights to it, please, along with that. Cole, Thundergolf 501 says, all right, guys, so I'm here to just say it. I'm dealing with a lot of health issues, so I'll be around, but very little. With this and still working, I'm not going to have a life. Hope all have a good one. Well, that sucks. I hate to hear that. I hope you get better. Man, check in. Let us know what's going on, buddy. Courtney says, just checked it out, Justin. Love the moon. I can't see a moon here. Eddie Smallhorn says, thank you, Edge. Richard Garner says, hi, Eddie. Edge Everyday says, why did Rob's screen jump yet again? Edge Everyday says, Cole, just to let you know if you need anything, Snapchat if you need to talk. Gear Runner says, we have a guy here that doesn't have anything from the waist down and drives daily. Really? That's awesome. Brandon says, well, I don't mean it's awesome, but that he can do that. Brandon says, I'm sorry to hear that, Thundergolf 501. Take care of yourself, man. Nothing is more important than your health. That's true. Thundergolf 501 says, will do, Brian. Rebel Rouser says, hi, Cole. Edge Everyday says, we are here, Cole. We are here. Gear Runner says, hope you get well soon, Cole. Krista Greenbeat says, I hope you feel better soon, Cole. Cole says, thanks, guys. I'm going to do my best to get past all this and be back around. I can't wait. Hopefully, it's soon. Rebel Rouser says, sorry to hear that, Cole. Richard Garner says, Krista, I heard Rob broke your Star Wars Lego. I did not break a Lego. Why do you keep saying this? Why do you know what you're talking about? King of the Crease, what's up, buddy? Rebel Rouser says, praying for you, buddy. Rebel Rouser says, King, how you doing, your majesty? And bows. Garner says, hey, King. Brandon says, yo, King of the Crease. Edge Everyday says, yo, Katsi. Krista says, Richard, I don't think he broke anything. I didn't. Richard says, will any buy me a Smart 4 2 car or a Toyota Tacoma? No. Rebel Rouser says, what do you call it when Batman skips church? Christian Bale. Wow. That's pretty good. Enix says, any news on the Civic, or have I missed it? You did miss it. You missed all of it. Give me a minute, and I'll give you a brief synopsis. Richard Garner says, Krista, he broke the TV. I didn't break the TV. I fixed the TV. Krista says, hi, King. King of the Crease says, hi, Krista, Edge, Gear, Brandon, and Rebel Rouser. Richard Garner says, hi, King of the Crease. Rebel Rouser says, how's your Civic doing, Edge? How's your Civic doing? Enig, I'm sorry. Gear Runner says, LOL, Justin. I'm Batman, and Rob is throbbing. I can't argue with that. Krista says, Richard, well, the TV is working fine. I think Richard's a little confused. I don't know. King of the Crease says, hey, Richard Garner, XD Shooter 1. XD Shooter, welcome to the live. Welcome to the channel. How you doing, man? Where you at and what's up? Richard Garner says, Gear Runner, your Batman tower is in Nashville. That's true. Brandon says, Richard Garner, King's Gen 5X will destroy the Triobi 3 speed at King of the Crease 30. Rebel Roger says, hey, XD Shooter. How you doing, bud? Gear Runner says, it is Garner. It is Garner. Or it is Garner. Richard Garner says, Brandon, I don't think so. Enix says, Justin Civic is great. XD Shooter says, hey, Rob from Tampa. Cool, man. So you got some nice weather down there right now. It's in the 60s here. Gear Runner says, XD Shooter. Hey, XD Shooter 1. How are you? All right, little update for those who don't know. Rebel Roger says, subbed XD Shooter. Great channel. Edge Everyday says, what's up, XD Shooter? How are you doing? And welcome to the stream. Jack! Hey, Jack, where you been? I haven't seen you for a while, buddy. Jack says, hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late, just leaving the hospital. How is everyone? We are good. My better question is, how are you guys? Gear Runner says, hey, Jack, how are you? Brandon says, hey, Jack Neva, how are you? Edge Everyday says, Jack, welcome, hope all is well. Absolutely. Rebel Roger says, hi, Jack, how are you? Gear Runner says, you. All right, quick recap on the Civic. I did get my check to pay for a new clutch and a new flywheel and a new pressure plate. Now, I'm not going to divulge any more about it because there's a video coming out that's going to let you guys know exactly what's going on. But I did receive a check, and I'm going to have to leave it at that. You'll have to check out the video or wait until the video premieres to find out. But I did get the check. Let's see. Edge Everyday says, I read that. XD Shooter says, hey, Rebel, how are things? Rebel Rouser says, yay! Yeah, finally. I mean, it only took from when the car was delivered, which was before, we actually moved here, up until about a week ago, to get the check, or the claim settled, I guess, with United Van Lines. Would I recommend them after this mishap? How could I? I mean, I know things happen, but what is that? Looks like I have a bump. There's nothing there. It's weird looking. Anyway, no, I can't say that I'd recommend that you move any vehicle with them. Would I recommend moving household items? Yeah, they did a fantastic job. The crew that moved us here was awesome. That guy everything was perfect. I mean, they put everything where it was supposed to go. They didn't break anything. They did a great job. So yeah, I'd recommend them for moving household goods. Never use them for moving a vehicle. Never. Let's see. Brandon says, are you selling the Civic to CarMax? You'll have to watch the video and see. Richard Garner says, Renaissance is on Instagram smack-talking me because I got the DeWalt Tough System box today that he wants me to give to him. Well, I don't know where Rennie is. He's not on here to defend himself. So, Robert Ashman. Robert, how you doing? Robert says, oh my gosh, Rob, the 2018 taco I saw today. You saw this taco today? That taco today. Where, pray tell, did you see it? Rebel Rouser says, are you only doing premieres from now on? If I do, it will only be during the week. It would only be during the week, and the video still comes out just like it always would. The premiere, of course, is me being on live if anybody wants to be on to see it, you know, or talk about it. So I don't know. The next video, by the way, I'm also changing the times around. The next video is going to release tomorrow night at 8 p.m. my time, which I believe would be 9 p.m. Eastern. And there will be a premiere, I guess what they call it, with that video. So that premiere is going to go off 30 minutes before the video starts, and the video will be on while the live window watch window, whatever they call it, is open. And then after the video ends, there'll be 20 minutes left to BS or whatever, and then it will just all of a sudden stop. So that's what I'm going to do. And like I said, the times are going to be changing for the videos, because I'm going to try to follow what YouTube recommends, because I guess they know what they're doing. I don't know. Let's see here. So I don't know. To answer your question, Justin, we'll see how it goes. I mean, if they do well and people are interested in that, I don't have a problem doing it. I certainly would do it. But if people don't get on and nobody cares, then there's no reason to do it, I guess. Dan the Mopar Man says, hey guys, so made it safely to work. Great, that's good to hear. Encountered a really bad accident, but looks like paramedics are there and taking care of it. Soap got to go. Guys, Cole, you get better, man. Keep you in my prayers. See ya. Hey, Dan, have a good night at work. Glad you made it there safe, buddy. Edge Everyday says, good stuff on the channel. Shooter, hit the red button. You see mine just likes to jump, man. Jump. It jumped again. Good stuff on the channel, Shooter. Hit the red button. We'll go back and watch your vids. Very cool. Very cool. Dan the Mopar Man says, you guys later. Like, see you guys later. Rebel Rouser says, hi, Robert. To Robert Ashman. Gear Runner says, XD Shooter, our content looks like it's pretty similar. Yep, I believe so. Rebel Rouser says, wait, are you drinking water? I am drinking water. I don't know why I'm not drinking Mountain Dew, to be honest. I don't know. Edge Everyday says, yo, Robert. Jack says, I'm doing good. Thanks to everyone. My wife, not so good. Just taking one day at a time. Sorry to hear that, Jack. I hope she gets better. I really do. XD Shooter says, hey, Rob, have you looked into the TRD skid plate? They look pretty sweet, but a bit pricey. I was thinking about that. You know, I put a video up today looking under the truck and stuff, and I talked about the skid plate a little bit. So, I don't know. I got to look into it a little further. I'm not sure. I assume if you do that, obviously, you have to get rid of the plastic guard that's under there now, I believe. Enix says, Brandon, no CarMax near Rob. I heard they will open one now, but no CarMax near Rob. I heard that they will open one now that he is there. Yeah, I know, it sucks there's no CarMax here. Edge Everyday says, but there are some similar places. Edge Everyday says, I think he is sick, Rebel. Just listen to his comments. LKL. I don't know. Brandon is laughing and eating. Richard Garner says, Rob, how is the silicone seal doing around the Civic? So far, so good. And it actually dried a little bit better. I think because it is almost clear, but not quite. Unless it's not done curing. And actually, I think it takes 7 days for that stuff to fully cure. The gray from the paint does show through a little bit. So it's not too bad. And I don't think most people would notice it if they didn't, know or weren't looking for it. And by the way, I was at McDonald's today, and I got a compliment on the Civic Sport. I was driving the Civic, and I pulled up to the drive-thru, and the girl said, I really like your car. And I said, well, thanks. I said, yeah, I just put that spoiler on about a week or two ago, whatever. And she says, well, that's what makes the whole thing pop. Pretty awesome, huh? My first compliment on the Sport since putting the wing on. Pretty cool. Rebel Rouser says, thanks for being honest about United Van Lines. Hey, it is what it is. I mean, they did a fantastic job moving the household stuff. Never use them to move a car. It's not their thing. Don't do it. Although they moved the Tundra fine. I mean, everything went well, but what happened with the Civic is just unforgivable, in my opinion. Gear Runner says, we are here for you, Jack, if you need anything. XD Shooter says, yeah, Gear Runner, guns and trucks, baby. Gear Runner says, yep. Jack says, thanks, Gear and Edge, for checking up on me. Edge Everyday says, Jack, just call if you need anything at all. XD Shooter says, Gear Runner, XD Shooter says, Gear Runner, you have a channel? Gear does have a channel. Guns and trucks and knives and EDC stuff and stuff. Pretty similar to your channel. Rebel Roger says, I pray for her every day, Jack. Robert says, oh no, all black, big old bully bar, brush guard, tube car, drop step, running board, all black, Salem, Oregon, drools. Oh, I see. I got you. Gear Runner says, I do. XD Shooter 1. Check him out. Gear Runner. Gear Runner says, just sub to you, XD. Your channel looks interesting. XD Shooter says, and he jumped. It's my jumping comment thing, man. XD Shooter 1 says, Gear Runner, I will check it out after the chat for sure. I will sub you. There you go, bud. Edge Everyday says, Rob, I just want to say that when I release late, I get a lot less views, so just something to think about. Check out there is a, on the analytics, there is a view history metric. And for me, the most views, I'll tell you right now, for my channel, the most views come either between 6 and 8 p.m. At night. Between 6 and 8 p.m. That's my time. And then on the weekends, either 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. So it doesn't hold up true for me. I understand what you're saying, and that all depends on your subscribers and when people that aren't subscribed, obviously, come to your channel. But for me, the metrics show those time periods. So we're going to find out. I mean, I'll be able to tell pretty darn quick, but right now it's just kind of a random guess what I do. I used to do it in the mornings. I did it at 8, and it would start out slow and then peak again at night in those time periods. And then I moved it to 1:30, and again, still peaking at night during those time periods. So we're going to give that a try and see. Jack says, thanks, Justin. We will know more where we stand and what treatment to go with on Friday. Let us know, Jack. Let us know what happens. Richard Garner says, I would be afraid to visit Gear Runner's house because there probably are bodies all over the backyard. No, he's a neat guy. He doesn't put them in the backyard. No, he puts them in that shed out behind his house. Gear Runner says, thank you, XD. I appreciate the sub. Gear Runner says, what, Garner? What are you talking about, man? I eat what I kill. Brandon says, thoughts and prayers to you and your family, Jack. Absolutely. King of the Crease says, LOL. Richard Garner. Jack says, thanks, Brandon. Gear Runner says, I hope she does well with the treatments, Jack. Absolutely, man. King of the Crease says, yo, Brandon, did you buy a new truck yet? Jack says, me too, Gear. I'm overwhelmed at times. I can imagine. I can imagine. Brandon says, no, King of the Crease, maybe in the next couple years. Richard Garner says, Gear Runner, they are the bodies of people that do you wrong. Courtney Ed says, hi, Jack. Gear Runner says, nope, no bodies in my backyard. They're in my belly. Brandon says, I like the truck that you have, King of the Crease. The double cab GM trucks are pretty nice. King of the Crease says, your shot, Richard Garner, your shot. Gear Runner says, I'm always here for you, Jack. If you need to talk, buddy, absolutely. Jack says, hey, Courtney, how are you? How is the car? Desmond Rich says, sup, Rob? I'm better since the other day. That's good to hear, Des. Good to hear you're feeling better, man. Let me give you one of these.
That was easy.
Huh? Remember, smile. Gear Runner says, hey, Des, King of the Crease says, Brandon, I have a crew cab, not a double cab. Come on, bud. Pfft. Edge Everyday says, I could have made you a black silicone seal for all those gaps. I know, and I would have loved that, except it's already done. And there's no way I'm taking that thing off unless I have to. But I appreciate that, though, Brian. Thank you. Jack says, hello, Des. How are you? Des says, hi, Gear. Rebel Rouser says, I've been complimenting people that drive Civic Sports. They all seem like snobs. Really? I love it when people compliment whatever I'm driving. Makes me feel good. Des says, Jack, I'm doing good. Brandon says, oh, my bad, King of the Crease. That's a sweet truck. What year is yours? Rebel Rouser says, hey, Des, are you doing better? I believe he said he's doing better. Edge Everyday says, yo, Des, how you feeling today? Courtney says, I'm good, Jack. I've been very busy with work. Car is still amazing. I love every second I'm in it. King of the Crease, Brandon. I just paid it off last month. I will sell it to you so I can buy a 2019. Des says, Rebel Rouser, I am doing better. Des says, I'm doing good, Edge. Rebel Rouser says, when are you taking me for a ride, Courtney? Jack says, I know the feeling, Courtney. Work can be a bear at times. Yes. Rebel Rouser says, good to hear, Des. Jack says, praying for you, Des. King of the Crease says, it's a 2014, Brandon. Courtney says, hi, King. Excuse me. Brandon says, LOL, King of the Crease. The 2019s are awesome trucks. So many new features. I like the 2019 Silverado myself. King of the Crease says, hey, Courtney. Courtney! Edge Everyday says, my most views are between 7 and 10 a.m. on my channel. Really? Must be all the housewives watching. I don't know. Mine are at night. Courtney says, Justin, you call it date and time, and we will do it. Let's see. Edge Everyday says, I don't post on the weekend. Yep, I know that. Rebel Rouser says, have you seen any Type R's there? No, I haven't seen one. It's probably why people will be thinking mine is one. I wouldn't be surprised with that wing. I shouldn't say that. I've seen Mom's, but that's it. Rebel Rouser says, sweet, Courtney. Gear Runner says, hope you aren't in a hurry riding with Courtney, Justin. Laughing 3 times while he's crying his eyes out. Edge Everyday says, so has anyone watched my video for today? I didn't know you put one up today. When did you release it? I checked maybe an hour before I came on here, and the only video was the, we'll call it the Subicap video. Rebel Rouser says, nope, I was hoping we'd drag race Schnails. I got a Schnail for you here. Courtney says, seriously, Justin, don't play with my emotions. LOL. Let's do this, bud. Des says, thank you, Jack. Rebel Rouser says, even after what I just said? Wow. Brandon says, I'll watch it tonight at Edge Everyday. Yeah, if there's a new one out, I'll be watching it tonight in bed. That's where I watch the Edge videos. I don't know why. W. Brew, welcome to the live. Welcome to the channel, buddy. Or Budette, I'm not sure. Love the truck. Thanks, man. I think it's awesome. What do you have? What are you driving? Desmond Rich says, smile and laugh. Smile and laugh. Thanks again, Rob. Hey, I'm glad I could help. I'm really glad I could help. XD Shooter 1 says, hey, Edge Everyday, your channel looks good. I subbed you. Yeah, I just got some good stuff on there, man. The cooking and the woodworking stuff is awesome. Let's see. Rebel Rouser says, hey, W. Brew. Desmond Rich says, hey, Courtney. Or bruh. How do I pronounce that? Gear Runner says, gotta go, everyone. Pam just got home with buddies. Birthday cupcakes. Have a great night and week, everyone. You too, Gear. You know, I appreciate you being on here, buddy, and enjoy your spaghetti extravaganza. And tell Buddy we said happy birthday. Brandon says, good night, Gear. Rebel Rouser says, do you like the look of the new Ranger? From what I've seen, I do, but the inside, I don't know. Desmond Rich says, good night, Gear. Edge Everyday says, thanks, Brandon. Courtney says, Justin, I mean Gear. Or no, Justin, better watch your mouth, buddy. Brandon says, it's not a bad-looking truck, Rebel Rouser. I think the ZR2 looks better, though. I agree with that. Rebel Rouser says, have a great night, Andy. I hope to see pictures of Buddy slurping his spaghetti and eating his cake. Edge Everyday says, thanks, XD Shooter. Hope you enjoy it. Rebel Rouser says, LOL. I will, Courtney. Rebel Rouser says, I agree, Brandon. Desmond Rich says, Rob likes posting 7 days a week. I do. This is what I do now. This is my job. I do it full time. I spend a lot of time on here, not always making videos, not always editing, but between making videos, editing videos, posting videos, running lives, answering comments, answering emails, it is a full-time job. Let's see. Richard Garner says, I am having my mom bring me a holiday Sonic Blast and egg and cheese sliding to my house to eat for supper, and if I want whipped cream on the top of it, it will cost me 75 cents. I'll go for it. Splurge, man. Edge Everyday says, sorry the video was late, so I will be low on views. Well, it'll catch up tomorrow then, right, when those people kick in. Courtney says, bye, Andy. Bye, buddy. Hi, Pam. Hey, Pam. Rebel Rouser says, I watch Gear in bed too. See? But we watch Gear for different reasons. Richard Garner says, Eddie, or Edge rather, I just got the notification of the video on your channel. Edge Everyday says, we all watch Gear in bed. Rebel Rouser says, you like the Taco better than the Ranger. Yes, I do. I absolutely do. Jack says, bye, Andy. Good night. Des Rich says, it might take a lot of time to edit, but it's plenty worth it. Yeah, I mean, I love doing it. I don't mind the editing. As long as I have the time, which obviously I have to make the time, to sit and do it the way that I like it done, I don't really mind doing it. I mean, editing is producing a video to be seen in the way that you want it to be seen. Otherwise, it's just a home movie, right? I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Richard Garner says, Trouser Rouser, if you watch me in bed, it won't be a pretty sight because I sleep in the nude. Why do you feel compelled to tell us that, Garner? I mean, nobody asked. I can't honestly believe that anybody wants to know. So why do you tell us this? Are you warning us so that if we ever, for some reason, were in the same place you were while you were sleeping, we wouldn't open the door? I mean, I don't know. Rebel Rouser says, oh, that's good to know. Robert Ashman says, anything is better than any Ford. There, I said it. Can't disagree with you there. You know, I had problems with both my Fords. Transmission glitches, weird happenings, you know, and Gear had his Ford problems. So I don't know. Desmond Rich says, do you edit on a Mac? I do. I use iMovie exclusively to edit. And I use a couple of apps for thumbnails and stuff. But iMovie is what I prefer because I know how to use it. When I started this, I didn't know how to use anything. I mean, I'd never edited a video before. And I actually, the Mac that I'm on right now, I had bought this Mac. It's a desktop for the sole purpose of YouTube. And when I pulled up iMovie and tried to do something on it, I couldn't figure it out. I got frustrated. I said, the heck with it. I'm not doing this, you know. And then I thought, well, gee, that's dumb. I ought to be able to figure this out. So I bought a laptop. You know, this was back when I had a real job, a normal job. I bought a laptop, and that's what I taught myself how to use iMovie on. And since then, obviously, I can use the desktop now because iMovie's the same on both. But I don't know why it seemed to be easier for me to learn on a laptop, but it was. And that's the long answer to that question. Richard Garner says, Santa Claus wants to bring me a Toyota Tacoma in the copper color. Well, you can always put that on your list. I mean, I don't know. Edge Everyday says, I like home movies. Home movies are good for the people making them, but I don't know if they're so good for the public in general. I don't know. Richard Garner says, Rob, I told that because I don't want a peeping Tom. Why would Tom be peeping on you? I'm Just saying. Desmond Rich says, Mac is great for editing, better than a Windows computer. I think it depends on what software you're using, honestly. For me, like I said, I know how to use iMovie. It does well for my purposes. So I like it, you know. I've never used a Windows computer for editing. Rebel Rouser says, did you like the interior of your F-150s? Not really. They seem similar to the Tundra. They're about as pedestrian as the Tundra was, except they were supposed to be Ford's latest and greatest. They were very industrial, and I would term the Tundra's interior as sort of industrial as well. Much different than the Ram Rebel. I mean, the Ram Rebel was in your face, you know, bold, whereas the Tundra is kind of blah. And I don't have a problem with that. It's just the way it is. And I think the Fords are like that too. They're just kind of nothing special. Even the Raptor, I thought, was kind of, you know, I don't know. Just not very flashy, I guess, in my opinion. Ed says, I will say the Ford is a smoother ride, but what is smooth ride if you won't go? LOL. Yeah, it's very smooth when you're sitting still. I agree. Rebel Rouser says, truth. Enoch says, good night all. We'll be waiting to hear about the Civic, Rob. Yeah, check out the video. It's going to be up in a day or two, I think. You might find you might find it interesting. I don't want to give it away. Robert Ashman says, wait, what about the hatch? There's a video that's going to be coming out in a day or two. I can't remember exactly when I set it up, as to the status of the hatch and what's going on. We'll see how people react to the video. And I really am not going to say any more about it because I don't want to ruin what's coming. So you have to check it out. Just watch for it. It'll be coming. Edge Everyday said, is there a ton here? If not, you are safe, Richard. Is there a ton here? If you're not, you are safe, Richard. Desmond Rich says, I've always wanted a MacBook Pro. You know, I don't know. They're very similar to me to like iPads and that kind of thing. I love it for doing this because, again, I know how to use it and it works quite well. And this OBS system works pretty well on it. So I like it. I would never go back to a Windows for doing this kind of stuff, or go to a Windows PC for doing this kind of stuff, because I just think Macs make it so much easier. I don't know. The problem with that is since I haven't been using a Windows PC for probably, well, since I left the company, so it would have been in May, I'm starting to forget how to use a regular Windows PC because I'm using Mac all the time now, you know. Not that it wouldn't come back, but we'll see. Let's see. Robert Ashman, I read that. Edge Everyday says, I read that. Des, I read that. Rebel says, have a good night, Enid. Desmond Rich says, my favorite truck is the 2019 Ram 1500 Limited. That's probably a pretty awesome truck. And that has that 12-inch screen in it, doesn't it? Which is awesome. Rebel Arouser says, what time is the Civic video coming out tomorrow? It's not going to be on tomorrow. It's beyond that. It's and I can't look right now because I'm in this. But it's going to be within the next, I think it's 2 to 3 days. Tomorrow is not. Wait a minute. We have a super chat from Jack. Jack, $14.99 super chat. Jack says, hey folks, good night to all. Glad I was able to talk to you guys and gals. Heading home now. Throb, there's a little something for your nuggets and sweet tea. Bye now. I really appreciate that, Jack. You thinking of me while you got going on what you've got going on. I'm humbled, buddy. I appreciate it. And again, our thoughts and prayers are with you. I hope it all works out on your end for sure, buddy. And thanks for that. I do appreciate it. And you can be rest assured there'll be some tea and nuggets tomorrow. Thanks, Jack. Yeah, so Justin, it's going to be within the next probably 2 to 3, 4 days. I'm not sure. And it will be, unless it hits on a Saturday or Sunday, it'll be late. It'll be in the evening, somewhere between 6 and 8. I don't know. Once I'm able to look at it again, I'll let you know. But it won't be tomorrow, that's for sure. Richard Garner says, I love my Star Wars HP laptop that cost me $600, and it's my first laptop. That's actually a great price for a laptop, man. Desmond Rich says, Macs are easier. Yeah, because they're kind of iPad-ish, I think, so they're not really too difficult. XD Shooter says, Windows are tough to edit on, but it can be done. What do you use, Shooter? Are you using Windows, or what do you use? Richard Garner says, my brother built his on a computer, and it is fast then, and one you can buy on the market. And I've lost track of what you're talking about, so you're going to have to enlighten me. Desmond Rich says, yep, it does. Super chat again. Thanks for that, Jack. I really appreciate that. Edge Everyday says, good night, guys. See you next time. Good night, Brian. You know I appreciate you being on here, and I hope you have a great night, bud. Rebel Roger says, you're awesome, Jack. Have a good night. Edge Everyday says, great job, Jack. Talk to you later. Kristen Greenbean says, Jack equals boom.
That was easy.
That was all for you, Jack. Desmond Rich says, do you have them in a row when to upload? Yeah, I try to shoot 2 or 3 days ahead so that if something happens, if I'm sick or something comes up or whatever, that I'm not without a video. So they are set up sequentially. And I can change them around, which I have done. I have a McLaren video that we shot a few days ago, or maybe a week ago now, that I've been moving around a little bit. We took the 675 LT out, did a run, did some speed runs on it. I drove it. It was pretty cool. That's going to be coming, but I've been kind of rearranging things a little bit. But yes, I do. Rebel Rouser says, sweet, can't wait for the video. Are you not doing morning uploads anymore? Probably not. I'll probably try, well, for a while. You never know. Never say never. I mean, I'll probably do the evening uploads, which, if you didn't see it, would be the next morning for you. Because that is the most popular time for my channel, and according to YouTube metrics, that's when I should be uploading, when my videos would get the most buzz. So we're going to try that. I am going to do, like I said, tomorrow. It'll upload at 8 o'clock. 7:30 I'll be on with the live stream like today for the premiere. They call it premiere. And then at 8 o'clock the video will go off, and then depending on how many people are on or whatever, I'll stay on for a while after that. So we'll see. But they're not normal lives. They're not like this. XD Shooter 1 says, I admit it, I'm a Toyota fanboy, but with good reason. I have a 2003 Tacoma SR5. Awesome. With 290,000 miles. Wow, still running. Love it so much. Bought a 2018 Tacoma TRD 4x4. Cool. Color did you get? What mods have you done? Desmond Rich says, hey, Krista. Richard Garner says, my brother's computer monitor is carved and called the Predator. Oh, curved and called the Predator. That's awesome. I've heard of that one. XD Shooter says, yes, Windows. Editing software is okay and expensive to purchase. Yeah, that's another thing I like about iMovie. It comes with the Mac. Now, you could say it's part of the price, I guess, but I like it. I really do. Rebel Rouser says, awesome trucks, XD Shooter. Desmond Rich says, do they upload on their own? They release on their own. I have to upload. And I know we're probably just talking terminology, but they release on their own. Yeah, I have them set at a time, and they go off at the time that I tell them to go or release. XG Shooter 1 says, yes, Rebel. Krista Greenbean says, hi, Des. Richard Garner says, Rob. I said that my brother built his own computer, and it is fast. And one you can buy on the market. If you're talking about the Predator, yeah, I've seen that computer, actually. Jarhead 600RR. Hello, and welcome to the channel, Jarhead. Hello, all, and go Red Sox. Got to check that game out. That's on right now, right? Has it started yet? It's 8:08 Eastern time, so I imagine it has. And go Red Sox. Truck update. Still no truck, but in the hunt. Oh, man. You got to get one. You got to get a truck. Everybody knows we men need our trucks. Desmond Rich says, building your own PC is great. I would love to build one. I wish I knew enough to build one. Rebel Roger says, awesome live stream as always. Hey, thanks, Justin. Thanks for being on here, buddy. I appreciate it. Jarhead says, starting now. All right, I'm going to have to get off here and watch the game. Desmond Rich says, I have the game on, about to start. Cool, I'm going to be there in a minute myself. Richard Garner says, go Sox. He must be a big Sox fan. Anyway, guys, been on here for almost an hour and 40 minutes, I think. So it's about time for me to say goodnight. XG Shooter 1 says, Sky Silver, 3-2 ready lift. Awesome. 18 by 9. Scorpion SC 16 wheels. Falcon All-Terrain TRD Pro Grill mod. Cool. When you did the Pro Grill mod, real quick, did you put the little window thing in, or did you opt out of that? Rubber Rod says, please don't get off here. Please don't get off here. I got to get off, Justin. I got to get off. Desmond Rich says, have a great night, Rob. You too, Des. Thanks for being on, buddy, and I hope you continue to improve and everything works out well for you, bud. Krista Greenbean says, yes, go Red Sox. XG Shooter says no, but has been acting up a bit, really. They say that if you're in an area that gets weather or a lot of rain or whatever, that will help alleviate that. I actually have the piece. Let's see. Well, I had the piece until my wife decided that it needed to be moved somewhere else. I don't know where it is, but I do have that piece. I bought it when I did it, and then I got to thinking, man, I don't know if I like the look, so I didn't put it on, you know, unless I have to, I'm not going to. So it'll be interesting. You have to let me know if it keeps acting up or what do you think's causing it. Des says, you're welcome. Des says the game is underway. We are caught up, and it is time for me. XD Shooter says, I don't like the looks either. No, that shiny plastic surface, I just don't care for that. It just doesn't fit in, you know. Anyway, guys and gals, I appreciate everybody being on here. I really do. And if you're free tomorrow night about 7:30, I think, the premiere of the next video is going to go on. It's going to be in a live stream chat format. I won't be on live, but I'll be on the live that comes up for me. XD Shooter says, great chatting with everyone. Have a great night. You too, XD Shooter. Welcome, and I appreciate you being on here. That's it for me, and we will see you guys next time on the web. Have a good night.